Let's go. Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me. Cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get a topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Alrighty then, what is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. It's been a minute I've been on this thing, so you gotta give me a little chance to catch back up. But hey, I'm here. Of course, we gotta talk about the midterms. That's what I want to talk about it. So just make sure I get everything straight so you guys are going good. Just give me it there. All right. And let me just double check one more thing. Should be all right. All right. Put my lovely mug on the screen. It's been a little minute, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. This is your boy Take for Project Over Mike. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Today, of course, is November. Sorry, crazy. Yes, you have not seen me for a while, for a couple weeks, because I had to head out home, back to my country of nearest for a funeral and take care of some family business and everything. And is what it is, but I'm back in the States now. So, and since some emails, people wanted to say some stuff, so I'm doing this video, doing this special Project Open Mic just before, because I'm not gonna do a Project Open Mic for this Thursday coming, because again, I got a lot of stuff to be doing, and I'll tell you that in future episodes, of course. But with that said, hope you guys are doing well on Twitch. Remember, you always join us on Twitch TV, Project Open Mic, Spotify, YouTube, also on Facebook, YouNow, Live Now, Tempo FM, Stitcher, and Anchor. Of course, you can catch us all on that. So with that said, as we go, tonight's episode is talking about the midterms. We're just talking about the news, what's going on with the midterms, so you guys get a basis of what's going on around the world. In that tomorrow, we are basically November 8th. Most people are going to be voting, so we get that they're going to be voting tomorrow, and we're hope you guys cast the ballots. Now, I want to start off with one thing first, and I'll say this here. I know a lot of people have already voted before it, so that's why I said I can't help it. I was out of the country, but I do want to say this, and pause for a second. Let me just make sure again something, because again, I've not run the system for about 3 weeks. Pause for a second. Yep, good. So making sure volume's good and everything's good. All right. So tonight I want to talk about I said how things are And with that, we're gonna be talking about voting. Like I said, most people already don't voted. I get it, understandable. But here's the thing: I want to say this before anything. I want to make sure people understand that if you vote tomorrow, okay, I want to say this to y'all. I want to say this to y'all, which is this: do not vote for no proposals on taxes. Do not vote for no thing. The reason I'm telling you don't, because again, it was a damn government, Republicans and Democrats, both sides. I don't care. It was a government that causes inflation. And right, technically speaking, right now they're saying next year we might go into hyperinflation. So they're the ones who cause inflation. They're the one who cause all the money problems, and they should not get a. They should not get voted. Like I got a ballot. I got a thing. Them. Oh, we got to vote for a 4% increase. No, I'm voting rejected. I'm voting no. It wasn't our fault that the government pissed us over and make this inflation crazy. And we're gonna get into a story about that with Biden because, of course, a lot of people. My stance of always, people are stupid. Individuals are smart. Be the smart individual. As you're gonna see, people gonna be. I want to show you people being stupid. But if you're gonna vote again, vote for who you want to vote for. That's not me to tell you who to vote for. Okay, that's not my call. But I tell you this right there: don't vote for no new taxes. Don't vote for no tax increases because they're not gonna do nothing to help nobody. Oh, we're gonna help the cops. We're gonna help the teachers. No, it's not. It's never done that. Oh, if you don't vote for this, the cop we have to lay off the cops. No, you won't. You don't lay off the teachers. No, you won't. Because right now he's hard to find teachers in the first place. So you ain't doing that. So don't let them scare you into doing this. You know, our president say, "Oh, if the Republicans win, it's gonna be end of democracy." Ah, shut up, you doddering old fool. You crazies, like you opening your mouth is basically just Nani? Crap just comes out. So let's go in. So again, I'll tell you, do not let them fool you. Do not vote for no tax increase, no property taxes, no tax, none. Zero on all taxes, because again, they're the ones who put us in this situation. The government does. So let this stick to their own budget and figure out how the heck to get out of it. They get a lot of money out of us already. Like I stated back in 2 years ago, when Biden got up the thing, I said we're going to hit past 30 million by the midterms. Again, who was correct? This guy. Now we've passed $30 trillion in debt. 21 to 30. That was a quick shot. I know that was gonna happen. So it's crazy, but hey, here we are. So let's go and let's dive into tonight's a little bit of tonight's situation here. So I want to be full out onto this one that I know what happened to Nancy Pelosi's husband was, again, I don't wish death on nobody. And also, it's crazy a person will hit you in your head and you get concussion and a broken skull. That's crazy and that's messed up. So I don't condone violences in that regard at all. The circumstance around it is weird as hell. I'm telling you, you walk out of the door, the cops, and you ain't run if you was held captive. That something's weird with you. But he's 82 years old, so whatever. Maybe his faculties ain't there, whatever. But I'll kick it to that point. But for the news media, as usual, President Obama coming out saying, oh, we need to stop this rhetoric and all this stuff. This is called political violence. Really? When Kavanaugh, when Ron Paul, when I forgot the press secretary, what her name was again? I forgot the press secretary who got attacked. Ron Paul got attacked multiple times, plus one when he broke his ribs. Huh? What about that? Oh, we don't sit on about those, don't we? See, that my problem is if you have the same energy for this nonsense, Mr. President, President Obama, have it for all. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, have it for all. That's why I'm a libertarian. But I want to play this. Let's look into the hypocrisy of this nonsense. That's the part I'm talking about right here. So it is crazy.
That people are making fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband being attacked. And I had to then explain to that person that, you know, the history of Paul Pelosi and that the fact that they're insider traders and they became 100 millionaires while she's been in the Speaker of the House and all this stuff, and how they're corrupt oligarchs, and that he was also you know, got caught drunk driving very recently, and they tried to cover it up, very murky details. Nobody can find out what was happening with him, and he, of course, you know, has slapped on the wrist. And then we find that there's reports that there might have been another guy in the car with him. So I had to, and then I said, then there's a lot of these conflicting reports about like how. So I had to say that, and then after I explained that to my friend, he's like, "Oh, I didn't know any of that shit." I go,
well, that explains
exactly.
It.
Yeah, they don't know anything.
But you know, it doesn't explain it, because if you didn't know anything, why would you? Oh, I hope.
Well, but it's just amazing how people just accept what's being said in the establishment media as real, like because it's being said everywhere ubiquitously. They just accept it as real, like RussiaGate, like Syria, like Tulsi is a traitor, shit like that. Just because it's ubiquitous in the media, people believe it. Or Jimmy Dore's a right winger. Like there are people who think that.
But my friend's not dumb. Like I always thought. But he was like, "Is it true that Aaron Mate thinks the white helmets are not a?"
Is it true he thinks? No, he's proven it.
That's why. But
how about he's an investigative journalist and he's proven it?
My friend's, by the way, much richer than me. That's why he would even think to bring up white helmet issues.
You're not allowed. Hey, I know. I know. So anyway, back to this. So remember when Rand Paul? So the point of this is that people are pretending that they all of a sudden have integrity and character and care about political violence, because when it happened to Rand Paul, nobody gave a shit.
And that's the part I'm going to prove he's playing right here, because that's the truth. They didn't care. My point is that the person who did what he did to Rand Paul should have the same energy to whatever happened to Nancy Pelosi or any Democrat who got attacked as well, too. Both. Let's keep the energy on both levels. But you see, the mainstream media has, you know, they only report on certain things. And I mean, you can listen to their biases in their own reporting. You know, again, everybody's biased. I get that. But this right here is just ridiculous. Like, this ain't bias. This is delusion. That's a delusional bias. That's what I would call it. Because again, everybody has biases. I understand that. But let's listen to this.
Here, but remember this.
New details today on the incident that left Senator Rand Paul with 6 broken ribs. This might be one of my favorite stories.
This might.
You hear what she just said?
Be one of my favorite stories.
So listen. I'll play it again.
New details today on the incident that left Senator Rand Paul with 6 broken ribs. This might be one of my favorite stories.
That's Casey Hunt's one of her favorite stories, when the senator got attacked and his ribs broken.
See how crazy that is. That's what I'm saying. She said it right there live on the air. They don't care. That's why that Tiffany Cross woman, that black woman, I'm happy to kick her butt out, because she was horrible. She lied. She was horrible. And just a bad person altogether.
That's very Brooklyn Dad defiant.
Hey, look at this, Kurt. Keith Olbermann.
Today we were all a crazy naked guy.
Today we were all, that's right, we were all crazy naked nudists with a hammer going after Nancy Pelosi's husband. That's what Keith Olbermann is. That's what Rachel Vidman is. That's what George Takei is.
Even the great George Takei.
Even the great George Takei.
I don't know about great now. I don't think he's great, because that interview with him and Howard Stern, that made me think, whoa, you are a creepy dude. You're really creepy. You can't answer the question about young boys, but I'll leave that alone.
He also is just as crazy as that nudist drug addict lefty who attacked Paul Pelosi with a hammer. They're all for it.
I like Rachel Vidman's thing, because it reminds me, she could put dear, comma, so there's someone else there in the house, much like the story with Paul Pelosi.
Dear.
Rand Paul's neighbor. Who else was there?
And so it's not just people like that. It's also people like, I don't know, how about Nancy Pelosi's daughter?
Wow.
Nancy Pelosi's daughter says Rand Paul's neighbor was right.
Wow, look at that.
No, is this a legitimate tweet, Jimmy? Did someone doctor that? So I went to check. I wanted to see if that was. I went to her timeline to see if that was true. I can't find out. I can't find out because she doesn't want me to see if it's true or not.
You better pray for Paul Pelosi.
Dang. That's wrong.
We're making a Kyle Dunnigan Elon Twitter with Nancy and Joe thing coming out. So I can pick in lines of her.
So I just want to show people that it starts at the top.
She's not the one that makes the documentaries, right?
I'm not sure which one of her daughters makes documentaries. Does she has more than one daughter?
You should like 17 grandkids.
17 kids or something. I don't know. So I don't know. So that's kind of funny. So even if that's not true, it's still funny. But I can't. It's funny that I can't find out because she blocked me.
You're probably on a list. They used to a long time ago. They made these lists that
I'm on every list. Believe me.
People can just opt into it and block. And you're like, so you're going to check. Like, what did I do? And it's because they bought like a list blocker. Yeah.
Oh, of course, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, the guy who got invited to the White House last week, and everybody knows he's being paid by Democratic guy. He's just paid PR, and then he gets invited to the White House for it. He's just a paid PR person.
Yeah.
He tweeted this out. I think Dr. Anthony Fauci could probably pick up where Rand Paul's neighbor left off, and nobody would mind at all. And then, he says the other day, the violent, heinous attack on Paul Pelosi, the speaker's husband, needs to be denounced in the strongest possible terms on both sides.
Oh, my God. What if the mysterious third person was Dr. Fauci?
Oh, isn't it funny that the name Paul is in both these?
Yeah.
Rand Paul and Paul Pelosi. Is it? It's almost like God set it up.
Yeah. He likes a nice balancing out of an equation.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's kind of crazy.
Brooklyn Dad Defiant.
Of course. This guy is just so what? If you're reading this, you might as well be reading from Chuck Schumer's press release because that's what this guy is. He's paid to do this for the Democrats.
Well, where the hell is his Ukraine flag and what's that peace symbol? That sounds like anti-Ukrainism.
Here's another one. Anyone else think it's a miracle that Rand Paul only had one ass whooping? The GOP is cracking jokes about the assassination attempt and attempted murder on Nancy Pelosi and her husband.
You can't make
bastards.
You can't make this stuff up.
My psychic impression I'm getting from this this chick, she literally in her head, I'm just gonna make a guess with my psychic power, believes that it's sick only if you do it to Pelosi.
Yes.
Like, and if you asked her, like, how you go, hey, look at this double standard. She goes, no, well, he's Rand Paul, and
he's a jerk.
Pelosi. Yeah,
and he's a jerk, and Nancy Pelosi's fighting for us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, here's John Pavlov. Oh,
please, sure, fight for her. She fighting for her own damn money. That's what she's fighting for.
He also has me blocked. I don't think it doesn't matter. He says, I get Rand Paul's neighbor. And then now he says the attack on Paul Pelosi is a direct result of Fox News and GOP's purposely irresponsible rhetoric. It will continue to get worse, and if it gets control of Congress, our nation will be unrecognizable. We need to vote these. How lucky for the Democrats that the people they're opposing politically are the worst people in the world who will ruin our country. Isn't that convenient?
Yeah, that's a real. I mean, that's him trying to make hammers into hammerade right there.
That's condone violence against their enemies. It's just amazing. Here's another one. Republicans don't just condone violence against their enemies. They encourage it. Oh, wait. Here she is encouraging it. I hope he comes. I'm going to punch him out. I'm going to punch him out. I'm going to go to jail, and I'm going to be happy. Nancy Pelosi is my hero, she says.
Oh, good
you know what, Joe? Maybe one day you'll meet a great guy who drives drunk and has underwear men in with hammers and
exactly.
Blocked. If she unblocks me, I can confirm it. But right now we're gonna have to go with the speculation. It is true until I hear otherwise. Of course, this is awesome. That's fantastic.
So you get the point, and that's what I was trying to show out right there. These people is straight up hypocrites. Okay, no, not hypocrites. Sorry, I forgot. Heretics. Because you telling me my thing is keep the energy to the front. And don't forget, remember that the baseball, the Bernie Sanders guy who shot people at the Republicans at the baseball thing. Again, should be condoned. Anybody attack a Democrat should be condoned. That's the whole point. Violence is violence. Let's not mess it up. But let's not pick and choose the damn thing. That's the part I don't like. Don't play those kind of games, okay? So I think it was a ploy for me, like some kind of October surprise, which I don't think it really worked. So now let's go into our president. And I do not see this man lasting 2 more years. We got 2 more years of this man. Funny enough, I have a friend of mine, shout out to her. She voted Democrat. She's a Democrat, and she voted Democrat in 2000. And she was like this, and I said, "Oh," I told her, I said, watch my show about my video." She's like, "Oh yeah, I see, but Joe Biden is gonna be better for us, blah blah blah." Okay. Again, I have 3 videos, 2 proving what was gonna happen. I said, if Joe Biden get elected, every single thing I said came true. You already know I don't do that video already. And I had another video in the middle of that year when I said, prove me wrong, and nobody could prove me wrong because everything I said did came true. And I'm not surprised. Again, I'm not telling you to vote Democrat or Republican. I'm just telling you what I'm giving you the story on the midterms and all that stuff, and you'll see. But the problem is though, she who did that went and voted all Republicans. No, I don't recommend going straight ticket. That's a stupid thing in my opinion. If I don't know who it is, I'm not gonna do that. I see. I'm one of those intelligent person who look at certain things and say, okay, yeah, and go. Last year, I voted for last 2 years ago, I voted for some Democrats. I voted for some Democrats. I voted for some Republicans. I voted for some Libertarians. And I'm going to be doing the exact same thing tomorrow. I'm going to vote for some Libertarians. I'm going to vote for some Democrats. I'm going to vote for some Republicans. Now, I'll tell you this. On a major stage, I have no problem skill there. I'll not vote and no Dems because y'all put us in this crap. And in my state, some of the stuff y'all say, I'm like, y'all want to spend more money? You're creating more inflation. We don't need more than that. Now, on local terms and local levels, I could gauge the Dems and the Republicans some more. I got something to say, hey, some Dems too. I should have brought my book up here. I got a book they send me that tells you about both sides, and you could go in further to look at these people. I have that book, and I look at it and I say, okay, I got some Republicans here, I got some Dems here. And again, I found out last time I voted in the where I'm at in North Carolina, they are just Democrats running for some office. There's no Republicans against. We already know how that situation is messed up. But if there's some Libertarians or going through, yeah, I'm gonna see where it is, see if they're worth it. Now, because again, I couldn't go for the Libertarian for president because she said some crazy stuff. I don't know. Again, Libertarian Party, we gotta find like legitimately people who make sense. Okay, please. But there are some I know that's on a local level, and I gotta put some of them in then both parties because of just craziness. So, but let's go to our usual walk, don't run to our chief of crazy, President Biden, talking about crazy stuff as usual. And we're gonna see what I said before. People are stupid, individuals are smart. Let's hear that.
Of the United States. Leading up to the midterms, Biden was hitting the road, trying to get out the vote. Here are some highlights.
So we're working with the auto industry to transition to electric vehicle future. They're going to go all electric.
No, they're not.
By 2035.
No, they're not.
My predecessor, he promised to have an infrastructure week. For 4 years, he promised infrastructure.
What?
4 years, he promised infrastructure.
In 2018, when they tried to do it, we went to 54 states. And
54 states.
FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Assistance. Last time I was in Florida was almost a month ago because of Hurricane Ian, excuse me. We don't settle our differences in America with a riot, a mob, or a bullet, or a hammer. We settle them peaceably at the ballot box.
I've been saying this for now years. Today we face an inflection point. And because of the elections we've taken, since the elections, we've taken gas prices down from where they were. The most common price of gas in America is $3.39, down from over $5 when I took office.
Motherfucker, that don't even make no goddamn sense.
That's a lie as hell too.
And I'm going to stop there because that last one was a huge
super
one.
lie.
When Joe Biden took office, gas was $2.37 a gallon.
And for me, in my state, it was I will pay a $1.74 a gallon. Oh, the hurt of that time. Now I'm paying 3.49. The highest I paid, I think, was like 4.50. Ugh. Oh, that's just horrible.
Not $5. But instead of quoting the national average, which was $3.74, he's touting the most common price, or the mode price. Now, why would he do that? Because the median price is a lower number.
Yeah.
That's it. In other words, he thinks you're stupid.
I know, right?
Next, Joe Biden spoke about meeting the inventor of insulin.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Exactly. Because this is going to be crazy.
And by the way, the guy who in fact invented the drug, found it, he decided not to patent it.
There were 3 of them. And that's not the story.
I talked to him because he wanted everybody to have access to it.
No, you didn't.
So it's not even patented.
What the hell are you
Anybody
talking
can
about?
make it.
Okay, none of that
Stupid.
is true. So let's break it down because it's important that we finally debunk this widespread myth. First,
I don't know why it's a widespread myth. You could go back and look, and there's books and stuff about the history of the insulin.
insulin medication was invented by not one man, but several men,
Yeah.
including James Bertram Cullop, Charles Best, and Frederick Banting.
I mean, yeah, I would think those are the 2 in the patent.
Second, it most definitely had a patent. In the book, The Discovery of Insulin, author Michael Bliss writes, on January 23, 1923, an American patent on both insulin and the University of Toronto's method of making it was awarded to the discoverers. So yes, insulin was patented. And here's where I think the myth about the inventor not wanting to patent it comes from. The Eli Lilly Company's patent attorney had pointed out that one Dr. F.G. Banting seems to have played a major role in the invention that Cullop and Best were trying to patent. And this was because Frederick Banting initially didn't want to put his name on the patents because he felt it was unethical and that it would violate a physician's Hippocratic oath to engage into profiting from a discovery that patenting normally implied. However, without Banting's name on the patent, there was a distinct danger of a Cullop-Best patent being voided on the ground of their not being the sole inventors, and even of charges of perjury being brought against Cullop and Best. Whatever he felt about his Hippocratic oath, Banting's name simply had to be on the patents, at the formal request of the Insulin Committee, and with assurances that the University of Toronto would defend him against any criticism. Banting agreed to have his name added to the application. So the question is, if these 3 co-inventors did in fact patent insulin, then who the hell did Joe Biden talk to?
It was invented by a man who did not patent it because he wanted it available for everyone. I spoke to him, okay?
He decided not to patent it. I talked to him because he wanted everybody to have access to it.
I spoke to the guy who invented it, the insulin. He said he didn't patent it because he wanted it available for everybody.
So besides not knowing how patents work, Biden is either A, confused, or B, lying.
Both.
Yeah, I know, why not both, right?
Both.
So who did Biden talk to? Well, it couldn't have been James Bertram Cullop or Charles Best, because they always had their names on the patent. And it couldn't have been Frederick Banting, because he died 2 years before Biden was born.
That's the part that I was like, wait a minute, how the hell you talk to somebody that's dead? And it was 2 years before you were born. Of course.
Not to mention that his name is also on the patent too, but whatever. Or maybe Joe Biden just made it all up.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
Smith spots his waiter. She sidesteps a bachelor.
Let's go with that, because he is not good.
Folks, and one more thing.
Oh boy, what?
On our watch, for the first time in 10 years, seniors are going to get the biggest increase in their Social Security checks they've gotten.
And listen to that applause. I mean, who doesn't love more money, right?
Holy Jesus. What is that?
People clapping for something that is not true. And the funny part about it, most people who that it's not because of Democrat. It was a Republican who signed the bill that says, hey, if there's a living increase because of inflation, which again, I'm sorry, this is totally on the Dems for doing this. Just being honest. Then you have to have a cost of living increase. That's what it is. Biden and no Democrat now had anything to do with that thing. Play back again.
Security checks they've gotten.
No, they don't.
And listen to that applause. I mean, who doesn't love more money, right? Well, Biden's
But it's not, because with the inflation, that money doesn't mean really nothing.
statement isn't all that it's cracked up to be. On October 13th, it was announced that the Social Security and SSI benefits for approximately 70 million Americans will increase 8.7% in 2023. However, this increase is nothing to brag about. COLA is directly tied to the inflation rate, which, as you know, is currently at a near 40-year high. So for clarity, this is not a Joe Biden achievement.
Nope.
Brandon, the White House, and the Democrats have nothing to do
with it.
with the COLA increase.
No.
It's something that happens automatically. But at a rally in Philadelphia, he said that the increase is thanks to the Democrats and the Biden administration.
No, it's not.
Here it is again.
On our watch, for the first time in 10 years, seniors are going to get the biggest increase in their Social Security checks they've gotten. The checks are going to go up.
So ultimately, the audience was applauding higher inflation.
Exactly.
Morons.
Morons.
And to show that this wasn't one of those typical Joe Biden misreading a teleprompter moments.
Oh, no.
Here he is during two separate events on November 1st.
On our watch, for the first time in 10 years, seniors are getting the biggest increase in Social Security checks, period.
No, they're not. Because they get more
Checks are gonna
inflation.
go up. And on my watch, for the first time in 10 years, seniors are getting an increase in their Social Security checks this week.
Ooh.
So on at least 3 separate occasions, Biden bragged to an ignorant cheering crowd that he and the Democrats were responsible for Social
more
Security
inflation.
benefits increasing. And then the White House Twitter account put out a tweet saying, seniors are getting the biggest increase in their Social Security checks in 10 years through President Biden's leadership.
You can't make this S up.
You see that, right? Through President Biden's leadership. This is not something to be celebrated. This is bad.
It is.
But again, the White House thinks that you're stupid. But then
But what can we say? People are stupid.
something extraordinary happened. Twitter, under new management, essentially fact-checked the White House by allowing readers to add context. And they pointed out that the annual cost of living adjustment is automatic thanks to the law that President Nixon signed in 1972.
Yeah.
And that fact check was so powerful that the White House couldn't take it anymore and deleted the tweet.
Of course.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre explained why they took it down.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun listening to this this horrible woman try to explain something that she know. Roll the clip.
So it was, look, the tweet was not complete. Usually when we...
Did she just say that? Did she just say the tweet? The what?
What? What the fuck?
The tweet wasn't complete? Lady, what are you talking about?
We put out a tweet, we posted with context, and it did not have that context.
Bullshit.
So in the past, we've pointed out that for the first time in over a decade, seniors' Medicare premiums will decrease even as their Social Security checks increase. That's a little bit of context that was not included.
So the missing context was that Medicare premiums are going to decrease next year. Medicare premiums have nothing to do with Social Security benefits.
That's what I'm laughing.
Those are the types of context that would normally be with a tweet like that. It did not. It did not have that context. It was an incomplete tweet, as I just mentioned.
No.
And so that's why you saw the
you got caught in a lie.
So let's take a look at the replacement tweet where they included the so-called missing context.
Let's look.
Oh wait, they didn't.
Yeah.
And then again, What would they even say? Under President Biden's leadership, inflation rose to record highs. That means you're getting a cost of living in your Social Security benefits. You're welcome, seniors.
Yeah, more
Anyway,
inflation.
by deleting the original tweet, the White House most likely broke the law in violation of the Presidential Records Act.
Oh yeah, and remember the President Records Act, the one where everyone's like, "Oh, Trump has all kind of illegal stuff and secret stuff, and we just wanted to go down there to make sure everything's all right." Okay, right in front of you guys right now, the White House just did it. Are we going to hear a lot of hoopla and all about it because they did the exact same thing?
Because presidential records include documentary materials produced or received by the president's staff, or units or individuals in the executive office. And they know this because if you look at the White House Twitter bio, it clearly states tweets may be archived, and then provides a link to a page that speaks to data retention. Under the Presidential Records Act, we are generally required to retain information until the end of the current administration, at which time it will be transferred to the National Archives and Records Administration. NARA or the White House may choose to dispose of information lacking in historical value through procedures under the Presidential Records Act. And according to the Presidential Records Act, those procedures involve giving notice to the National Archives. And it's highly unlikely that the White House was given the authorization to delete a historical record,
No, of course
which
not.
means that the entire White House digital staff is going to jail. I'm kidding, of course. They're
Yes,
Democrats.
I'm gonna say, what are you talking about? Go to jail.
And probably the biggest lie of this election cycle has been Biden and the Democrats warning that those evil Republicans are going to get rid of Social Security and Medicare.
So I mean it sincerely. You need to know this. You need to know why. Because of your own senator, Senator Rick Scott. I have the brochure here he has.
First of all, that's not a brochure. That's a pamphlet. Second, that's not from Rick Scott. That's a piece of misinformation printed out by the White House.
And he laid out a clear plan. He said every 5 years, Social Security and Medicare would have to be reauthorized.
And no, he didn't. Back in February, Senator Rick Scott of Florida's campaign put out an 11-point plan to rescue America. And in it, he made the suggestion that as part of government reform, all federal legislation sunsets in 5 years. If a law is worth keeping, Congress can pass it again.
I agree with that. The problem is, though, we have so many daggone laws. Congress, we got so many laws. Congress ain't gonna do that. They're too busy doing other stupid ass Republicans and Democrats, both. They're gonna do that. That's asinine.
Notice that statement doesn't specifically say Social Security and Medicare.
Yep.
It says all federal
laws.
legislation.
Yes.
And just on a practical level, voting to reauthorize every law every 5 years could never happen.
Exactly.
Congress doesn't have the bandwidth for that.
That's true.
This is from the report. I made it larger.
I mean, it's a pamphlet, not a report, stupid.
Quote, all federal legislation sunsets, means goes out of existence in 5 years. If the law is worth keeping, Congress will pass it again.
Yes.
So every 5 years, the Congress have to vote to reauthorize Social Security.
Yeah.
Reauthorize it, or else it goes away.
Regardless of Senator Scott's plan and how Biden wants to lie about it, it's not anything that Republican leadership would even consider doing.
Exactly.
Here's the soon-to-be majority leader, Mitch McConnell.
He should be
I
not
have
there.
as part of my agenda a bill that raises taxes on half of the American people and sunsets Social Security and Medicare within 5 years. That will not
Why the hell
be
people?
part of a Republican.
What the? He should be out. I'm sorry. Get hey, Republicans, get somebody different. He should be out. Okay. The only thing I would say that I liked about him was just one thing, that he stopped Donald Trump from the whole nuclear deal thing. That part I get because Trump was crazy on that, and you stopped it. Other than that, Mitch McConnell he should not be that.
Republican Senate Majority agenda.
And before you ask, no, it wouldn't be on the Republican House Majority's agenda either.
Yep.
In a plan released on September 23rd called The Commitment to America, Republican leadership vowed to save and strengthen Social Security and Medicare. And as far as Biden's and the Democrats' repeated lie that Republicans plan to end Social Security and Medicare, even the fact checker at the Washington Post couldn't ignore it and gave the claim the infamous 4 Pinocchios rating. And even though it's been thoroughly debunked, Joe Biden continues to spread misinformation in an attempt to scare seniors into voting Democrat. Why? Because he's a desperate pathological liar who can't run on his own failed policies.
No, sir, listen closely to this, because it's deadly earnest. They're coming after your Social Security and Medicare, and they're saying it out loud. Not a joke.
And you said back in 2014 that, hey, they're going to put, hey, if you don't vote for Democrats, the Republicans will put us back in chains. Well, I'm not in chains. And also, you said if I didn't vote for you, I ain't black. You're right. This is black. I'm brown. So you're right. I didn't vote for you, and this is black, and I'm brown. So that's what I am. But you know, it is what it is. This nonsense. But look, it's just crazy. And again, I hit 40. You think I'm gonna get my Social Security? I don't think so. So I am with him. There's a way to do it, but nobody wants to do it. Up the increase for anybody who's like 40 or 35 below. Up the increase by 70 years. Technically speaking, the best thing to do is let take the money, put it in a private like Taiwan. I forgot the country do it. Put it in his own account for the oil. So whatever you take out of my check goes to me, myself, and I. And if it doesn't, then it goes to my family. And then it goes to the family, and it goes to the government. That I get that. Nah. But if you take the money out of my account, it should be in my account only. That's what it should be. It's ridiculous. The Ponzi scheme of Medicare, Social Security right now is already done broken. The money's already done wasted already. So yeah, it could come after nothing because young people, including how young people right now ain't working, y'all ain't gonna get nothing. And I do mean y'all don't get nothing when it comes time for y'all senior, because the Ponzi scheme is gonna break down no matter what. So that's what y'all gonna get. Y'all gonna get that. It's gonna be a harsh reality that you gonna have in front of you with all these people is. So again, tomorrow for election, what I'm just saying is, when it comes to taxes, no new taxes. Don't let them table, give cops or teachers or firefighters, F them. No, because you are the ones who put us in this situation. You guys put us in this situation. So vote no for all tax increase, because I am. It's unfair that you gotta raise the taxes on me while you guys stay there and get your money and get your eat your flog raw and all that other stuff, while we here try to scrape by when 2 years ago 36 in my situation, gas was 174, eggs was 175, 36 eggs was 175. Now they're $8 or $11 depending on where I go, and gas is now $3.49 on average in central North Carolina. So no, and everything else went up. My bacon was $15. Now it was $30. Now it come back down to $22, but it was $15. Look, again, government put us in this crazy inflation, right? And the funny thing about it is, I drove around Saturday since I came back. I drove around. I've gone, and there are a lot of restaurants that have been shut down, which is sad. There's a lot of restaurants that have been shut down because they can't find people to work. Wendy's, they've been, like I said, I went to a place and said, "Whoa, Wendy's is shut down? This just opened just a while. Oh wow, they shut down. Wendy's is shut down." A restaurant where me and my wife went to and had some good food. Went past there, tried to have a little date night. that got shut down. It's like, dang it. And then everywhere you go, they are for hire signs, but nobody wants to work. We need to stop this whole thing with unemployment. Cut it. I'm sorry. It's done. Cut it. You don't want to work. You need nothing. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous how we have low unemployment, but we have high unparticipation rate. The U6 number shows that this is the worst participation rate that we have. And again, remember like last year, 43 million people. Sorry, I'm my mistake. I am so sorry. 4.3 million people for August, September, October quit their jobs. So no matter what they're talking about, but we added $200,000. 200,000 employees. 4.3 million is way bigger than 200,000 people. Okay, so it's just the craziness in that regard. But again, do not vote for no tax increase. Do not let them fool you. Do not let them hit you with the whole sympathy. Oh, this is for the teachers. Oh, you want to teach the children? None of that stuff, because it never happens. It always goes to the upper ups and never trickling down to the teachers. Don't let them hit you with the sympathy, crying, the violin. You tell them, get that violin out of there, because it makes nothing. All right. So again, I'm here. This is just a special report. I want to thank everybody out there who are, if you're going to go vote tomorrow and everything like that, go vote. Do your thing. I'm not telling you who to, you just told me say, I don't know who I'm going to vote for, but I'm not, but you don't need to go vote for who you want to vote for. Do what you got in that. But when it comes to taxes, say hell no. Because do not let them trick you, okay? You just see the thing I just played with Joe Biden, and people say, oh, the highest increases for seniors for Social Security, which was a lie. It was not because of the Republic. It was because of them, but they're making inflation high. And again, the increase is going to make more inflation. It's well, it's eating itself. That's what it is. And it's crazy in that regard, all right? That's my only thing I'll point out to anybody who's listening to me to America. All right. It's crazy. We got about 23,000 people in the building. So that's good. And I'm going to read some of these things. Cool. Like I say, including somebody here from Corinne Durat from New York. Love your videos. Love how you explain some of this stuff. Is cheeky. You have a cheeky style of telling the truth, but for everything else, you tell the truth all wrapped up in a nice, upbeat, great job. And yes, I'm voting against all tax increases. Yes, do that. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. Okay, I'm serious about that. That said, yes, like I said, I've been out of country for a little bit. And taking care of family business, and of course, I'm gonna be like I said, there's not really no show that's gonna be there to, this Thursday, the next 2 Thursdays and stuff like that. The reason that is because of this right here. Basically, you guys met Asa, so basically I'm married to Asa, so we have a wedding to do, and we got honeymoon and all kind of stuff. So we've just been busy. So don't worry. December we're gonna try to see if we're gonna make some stuff back. I am working on some stuff to put on Project Open Mic on the YouTube channel, which is called Straight No Chasers Short. Well, just short videos. Basically, it's more content because I react to videos while driving. Since sometimes there are traffic jams, and it is what it is. So you can get more about local stuff and simple stuff, of course. So I'm working on that. And of course, don't worry, I'll get the boys then back for side chat and everything else. But for right now, just like I said, give me about 2 more weeks. I will say to you guys, You know, well, no, give me 3 more weeks. We'll be in December. Again, Thanksgiving come. Hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy with your family. Do not get fooled by any political thing about any COVID this or whatever. Protect yourself. Wear a mask. Do everything like I just said before. Do that, but do not let them try to fool you in certain ways. Okay. So, again, please do not vote for no tax increases. I got my ballot. I sure tell it. I'm looking at it saying about 4% tax increase for my property tax. I can't show the finger I want to use, but I happening. All right, you government put us in a situation, and I am not gonna let you get away by increasing our taxes so you can get out of the hole that you dig yourself into. Hell no. Okay. Remember, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, height, sex, political party. Evil is evil no matter what. And of course, remember, people are stupid, as you just saw. Individuals are smart. Please be that smart individual. I hope you guys understand that. All right. Thank you for giving me a time and ear. The 23,000 people that's in here. Thank y'all for that. We'll catch you again next 3 weeks from now or something. You might see something pop on the channel just in case. But other than that, if not 3 weeks from now, Project Over My Side Chat should resume where I got more control of doing stuff. Because again, just right now, I've just been busy going through doing wedding stuff and everything. With that said, hope you guys doing well. Peace out. Y'all have yourself a good night. A good holiday season's coming up. Be careful. And see you next time.